Man, well, I look terrible, okay? I look terrible. Let me explain. We have just spent 5 days in Mallorca, which was amazing. Genuinely, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. I loved it, okay? Mallorca was brilliant. We decided on evening, Thursday evening, me, Katie, Rufus, Paige, Danny and Christian, we decided we would pull an all-nighter. The problem with that is that I've never done an all-nighter before, so we got like alcohol and stuff to try and make it better. Me and Paige were the only ones who didn't fall asleep throughout the entire night. And I was so tired on the Friday morning. We had to be out. The flight started at 9, so we had to be like out of a hotel at like 6. It was mental. Anyways, to put a long story short, Friday I got home and I was maybe slightly hungover, very jet lagged, insanely tired. I hadn't slept in about 30 to 40 hours. To make matters even worse, my family had this like surprise booked for my birthday, because that's on Thursday. My family had this surprise booked, so we went to like this mansion place in Hartlepool, and that's where we would stay for 2 days. So not only have I not slept in my own bed in over a week, but I am insanely tired. I get really like pissed easily when I'm tired. Like I just start like getting really mad. I am like livid right now because we have an exam tomorrow and I could not be in a worse mood. I'm fine. Like I'm not mad at anyone. I just get in a in a bit of a weird mood when I'm tired because I'm not used to sleeping never kind of thing. My hair is a mess because I just haven't washed it. I haven't had the time today to have a shower. I could not be more tired, as you can tell. And we have an assessment tomorrow. Because yeah, I guess I'll go fuck myself. So we're going to go do some revision for biology. I am going to fumble this assessment, bro. It's on respiration, which is a nice topic. Photosynthesis, I hate it. It's a yap sesh of a topic. So, what we're going to do is, I made some quizzes, which I'm so grateful that I did that while I was sober and, happy, because I'm going to go do all of these now. So, we got one on respiration and photosynthesis. Let's do this quiz, put some stuff on the board. Okay. So, first question, fungi, bacteria, and plants produce which free end product via anaerobic respiration? So the whole point of anaerobic, I guess we'll split the board in half, okay? That's maybe not half, but we'll do respiration on this side. We'll do photosynthesis on that side. So, anaerobic. The entire goal of anaerobic is to recycle NADH. Sorry, recycle NAD from NADH. Because remember, NAD is a coenzyme. Coenzymes, I forget what it is specifically that they do, but is it like they join together to catalyze a reaction? Maybe. Something like that. They catalyze a reaction. Let me quickly Google what a coenzyme does. Coenzyme binds with an enzyme. Okay, so the whole goal is to recycle NAD from reduced NAD. We're just going to highlight the fact that this is a coenzyme. So it's a coenzyme. Coenzyme binds with a regular enzyme to catalyze a reaction. That's easy. I think that's understandable. Okay. So the whole gimmick with anaerobic respiration is that when you're respiring regularly, you're obviously, it's oxygen and glucose, and the end product of respiration is a shit ton of energy in the form of ATP, flippant carbon dioxide, and water. Let's break those down quickly. Water is an end product because oxygen acts as an electron acceptor in the electron transport chain, or oxidative phosphorylation. It acts as a electron acceptor, and what it does is it combines with the electrons and the protons to form water, and those water molecules are a waste product which prevents an equilibrium from occurring between the proton gradients. Where does this happen, electron transport chain? It happens in the intermitochondrial foldings. Holy shit, let me cook. So, glycolysis can only happen, glycolysis happens in both. Glycolysis happens in both aerobic and anaerobic. The difference being is that once we're finished with glycolysis, the end products of glycolysis are pyruvate, CO2? No, not CO2. A bit of ATP. Hold on, end products. It's going to be a net of 2 ATP plus, what am I thinking? Pyruvate. Mate, my brain is going to be so mush for this exam tomorrow. Holy shit. Okay, so the end products of glycolysis are 2 ATP net, it's actually 4, and pyruvate, which is a free carbon compound, and there's 2 of them. So, the difference is that in anaerobic, there is no oxygen, which means that the pyruvate, I'm pretty sure, is... I can't remember anaerobic very well. From what I can remember, I'm pretty sure pyruvate is just broken down into a 2-carbon compound, maybe. Oh, and you get some reduced NAD too. Is it 4 NAD? 4 NADH? Maybe. Anyways, the end products we get for anaerobic are ethanol, carbon dioxide, and if the goal is to recycle NAD, pretty sure you would end up with NADH. No, you would end up with NAD, because the whole point is NADH is oxidized in order for it to become NAD again. What protein is used to transport hydrogen ions during the light-dependent reaction? So now we're moving on to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, you have the LDR and the Calvin cycle. Okay, in the light-dependent reaction, it is almost identical to the electron transport chain. In fact, it's almost identical that I might save it for later. But basically what we have is... this is a channel protein called ATPase. And it acts as a... what's it called? A core protein? It's a protein with 2 purposes. So the point of this protein is that hydrogen ions travel through it. Yeah, hydrogen ions travel through it, and it also converts ADP plus PI into ATP. That's the whole point. So there's 2 functions to ATPase. Transport ions, and its secondary function, when hydrogen ions pass through and is stimulated, to convert ADP plus PI into ATP. So, the whole point is that we have photolysis, which is when in our chlorophyll pigment, we have photons. Photons cause an electron from chlorophyll to become excited. And what this means, it gets excited, it moves down the electron transport chain. Because it's excited. So, the chlorophyll pigment, photons, I don't know the exact word, but basically photons, I don't know the word that you would use here, but photons basically hit the chlorophyll. It causes the chlorophyll, an electron in the chlorophyll to become excited. So as a result, it moves down the electron transport chain while undergoing redox reactions, basically being reduced and oxidized, because it's using the energy released to do that. Now, photolysis is where now there is one less electron here, so we need some electrons. Well, luckily we have H2O, so we split the molecule into H and half an O, and H and half an O. Then we split this H into one proton, one electron. So, the electron goes back into chlorophyll. The proton becomes the hydrogen ions, and this forms an EC gradient. And from there, once there is a sufficient amount of hydrogen ions on this side, they move down, and this obviously causes the end product of ATP. So, that was a huge yap sesh for the light-dependent reaction. Holy shit. Let's very quickly summarize. So, photons will react with the chlorophyll, or will hit the chlorophyll. This causes an electron in the chlorophyll to become excited, causing it to travel down the electron transport chain. All the while it's doing this, it's releasing energy and undergoing redox reactions. Because the chlorophyll has one less electron, photolysis occurs, where a water molecule is split into hydrogen and half oxygen, hydrogen and half oxygen. The hydrogen molecules are then further split into a proton and electron. The electron goes back into the chlorophyll. The proton, however, travels down the ATP synthase channel protein because there's an electrochemical gradient of hydrogen ions. I think it's important to note that this happens twice, but I think that's basically it. So, what protein is used to transport hydrogen ions? ATPase. Complete the grid of where alternative respiratory substances are used in respiration. I can't remember this at all. Some are used in glycolysis, some are used in Krebs cycle. Amino acids are deaminified, I think. Something like that. And then they become, I want to say NAD or something like that. I'm going to save this question for later. Oh, okay, this is a respiration question. So, glucose. Hold on, let's go through it in this order. This molecule is phosphorylated during glycolysis. So, during glycolysis, we have our 6-carbon compound, glucose. What happens to glucose is that ATP splits into ADP plus PI. It's a 6-carbon compound glucose. I'm going to have to rub that out. So the 6-carbon compound glucose is phosphorylized, into, again, 6-carbon compound phosphorylized glucose. From there, we add the phosphate to make it more reactive. So twice over, it then splits into a 3-carbon compound, which is... It's not pyruvate initially, is it? It's triose phosphate. From there, it undergoes a redox reaction, so we get NAD going into NADH, and we get the 3-carbon compound pyruvate. And we get some ADP going into ATP. So, what we end up with by the end of glycolysis is a net gain of 2 ATP. We end up with 4 NADH. And that is glycolysis. So very simple. 6,6,3,3. Glucose, phosphorylated glucose, triose phosphate, pyruvate. From there, we have the link reaction. This is my favourite reaction because it's so stupid. Fucking hell. It's so stupid. It quite literally just goes 3C pyruvate into acetate, and then it joins with a coenzyme to become acetyl coenzyme A. It's such a stupid reaction because of how it works, but it's so dumb. But that produces no ATP, but it does produce some NADH. So I don't think you could stretch out this into... I don't think you could stretch the link into 4 marks, but you definitely can for glycolysis. The main points you want to get from glycolysis is that your end products, you want to highlight your end product of pyruvate, you want to highlight your end product of net gain of ATP, you want to highlight your end product of 4 NADH, or you could just say NAD is reduced. You could also obviously mention that, it starts with the 6-carbon compound glucose, it becomes phosphorylized. You get what I'm saying. So, this molecule is phosphorylated during glycolysis, that's glucose. Triose phosphates are oxidized into this molecule, that's going to be pyruvate. This molecule is reduced only during the Krebs, that's FAD. Molecule is a product of a 4 and 2 carbon, that's citrate. Molecule combines with coenzyme A, that's acetate. Molecule is reduced, that's NAD. Where does the light-dependent reaction occur? It occurs in the thylakoids. Where does the Calvin cycle occur? That's going to be the stroma. How much carbon is donated from 2-triose phosphate in the Calvin cycle? So, in the Calvin cycle, I don't remember this one too well, to be completely honest. I know it goes from 2... It goes from... I don't remember this one too well. You have your 2TP, and I don't remember what this one's called. Let's just maybe try improv. So, Calvin cycle. Oh, okay, you have your RUBP, and this combines with Ribisco. And you ended up... Okay, RUBP plus CO2, catalyzed by Ribisco. Man, this is a weird one because I'm kind of improvising this here from what I remember. RUBP plus CO2 is catalyzed by Rubisco. That gets you 2 GP. Because RUBP is a 5-carbon compound, no? So you combine it with CO2, you get 2... I don't know what this is. Glycose phosphate? I don't know. Something with the initial GP. Using energy from ADP. Maybe we don't use ATP here. Hold on. Used to create TP by reducing GP. NADPH? This 5-carbon compound intakes CO2 to become a 6-carbon compound. That's definitely RUBP. A 6-carbon compound quickly breaks into 2 of this molecule. Okay, now we're getting some law. So it becomes a 6-carbon, but it breaks down into 2 GP. This molecule is used to regenerate RUBP using ATP. I don't know what that could be referring to. And used to create TP by reducing GP. You're just going to have to improv the last 2 there. Maybe we'll get some more law later. Oh, and the final bit is alternative respiratory substances. I'm going to guess for this one. Right, let's see how well we did. Oh, how much carbon is donated? 1. 1 carbon donated. Right, let's see how well we did. It doesn't say. Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Let's go do another one, and we'll see if we pick up anything else. In insects, a higher CO2 production means there will be more spiracles open. The reason for that is so that you can intake more oxygen and release more CO2. Easy. Decide whether each statement is from the LDR of photosynthesis or the electron transport chain. Okay, this is a fun one. Waste product of H2O to maintain a gradient, that's going to have to be transport chain in respiration, because oxygen acts as an electron acceptor. H2O is split into a proton and electron. That happens in both, no? NAD/FAD donate hydrogen to the electron transport chain. So that is definitely on about respiration here. NAD donates an electron. The electron travels through the thing because it's excited. This provides enough energy for the hydrogen to move there. Yeah, okay, I remember. Electrons undergo redox reactions, that's both. Energy from excited electron causes hydrogen movement, that is both. Yes, I missed out a step here. The energy causes the thing to move. EC gradient is established by protons, that is also both. What enzyme combines CO2 and RUBP? That's Rubisco. The end products of glycolysis, that's going to be a net gain of 2 ATP, 2 pyruvates, and 2 NADH. Oh, it's only 2 NADH. My bad. Which of these is not a property of ATP? ATP, it does release a small amount of energy at a time. Big misconception drama, but it actually does. Releases energy instantaneously. I think that's a property, because it's fast energy. And it can be rapidly resynthesized. It's a soluble molecule, I think. So yeah. NAD and FAD are both coenzymes. During a single Krebs cycle, how much is produced? Shit. 2 ATP. I want to say 1 FADH, 3 NADH, and how much CO2? You're going from a 4 and a 2, 6, 5, 4, 2. Name one central I'm not doing that one. Just gonna placeholder these. Just want to see if I've got them right. Oh, interesting. H2O is split into proton and electron. Of course, that only happens here in photolysis. Of course, because in the other one, hydrogen ions are donated right away. Bollocks. Okay. The end products. Okay, I misheard the question. That's why. My bad. Yep, I was right about that. Okay, cool. I think we got most of us right. So, that is a very rough overview there of photosynthesis and respiration. We obviously missed out the whole thing about the Krebs cycle. We missed that out here, which I didn't have room to do anyways. But that one is so easy. Quite literally, it's just a 2 plus a 4 into a 6. Becomes decarboxylated twice. You end up with, just literally remember it as 2 ATP, 2 CO2, okay, so 2, 3 NADH, 1 FADH. That's all you need to know. 2, okay, 1, 2, 2, 3. There you go, 1, 2, 2, 3. That's all you need to know to remember the Krebs cycle. Anything else I need to know? Also, peep the attire, by the way. Let's get boozy, guys. I've become a fucking alcoholic. I have no. I just... Honestly... Very peng. I can't lie. We snuck out and bought alcohol. And, I can't lie, it was kind of bless. I don't condone underage drinking. I am almost 18, so I'm allowed, I think. Government, don't abduct me, please. Fucking hate the government, man. Anyways, I'm gonna probably go now. That was a decent revision. Think I've got my head a bit more screwed on now. Gonna do some more later. I need to do some homework and shit. I need to get my head on, to be honest. I think a good night's sleep will be sure to put me right. It probably won't, but anyways, talk to you guys.